After a long break, we are back with the Bloxy Marble League A-League. Hello everyone, I am a guy Tyre. I'm gonna be commentating on Event 6, the Funnels, which is yet another qualifier event coming back. Now, last event we saw a dominant Blackjacks win, and the first ever Lemony Lunatic silver, a medal so far. Both of them jumped in many spots. Meanwhile, the Aura Orbs had a really subpar event and did last, dropping 2 spots. The Fireworks also gained the lead over the Aura Orbs, and we're going to be seeing if they can continue their performance and maybe become the first team to win, to get 3 medals in a row. Oh, so here's a demonstration run by some of our B-League teams. The main goal of this event is to try and stay in the funnels for as long as possible. So we're gonna be counting the time and the top 6. We're gonna have 2 heats of 8 here, and it's not, even if you get top half in your heat, it still cannot determine your position in the finals, since that will be taken from the top 8 best results. So even if you finish 5th in heat 1 but still had a time at least in the top 8, you will qualify for the finals. Now we have some interesting choices here. Mainly Burst from the Berry Blossoms is not going to be in this event, despite their good finish in the qualifiers. Let's see what Burst can do. Now this run here is shown at times 3 speed, and yep. So there's multiple lines you can take here in the funnels. You really have to try and make sure you keep your momentum and not slam them into the walls. Now heat 1, Photon, Malfunction, Orodose, Lactose, Rest, Reflex, Stellar, and Gem. Now we have some new faces coming from the qualifiers, but we also have some returning from the qualifiers as we go. Oh, Gem. The Pearlescent Pros got dead last in the last round. Let's see what they can do here. But it seems it's really not gonna start for Gem, as they are already looking like they're gonna fall out of the first funnel in the first 20 seconds of this happening. Meanwhile, it seems that Stellar is in the lead. We will see what's next, and Gem has already fallen into the second funnel at the 22-second mark. If the Pearlescent Pros will need a miracle run if they want to continue, if they want to make it to the finals, as they fall into the third funnel, and Malfunction as well. They have fallen behind very far. Now Malfunction is one of those returning from the qualifiers, a 16th place, which isn't very promising last round, but let's see what they can do. Orodose is the next to fall to the next, as Lactose and Reflect fall. Now at this rate, and as I say that, Reflex falls in the third funnel, and Gem has fallen already. 59 seconds and 59.18 seconds. That is a terrible time. That is insanely terrible. Even Bismuth lasted a minute in the qualifiers. That will not be very promising for the Pearlescent Pearls. Meanwhile, Reflect has fallen off tremendously. They were, I'd say, around in the top half, but in the matter of about 30 seconds, have fallen all the way down to 7th here. It seems that Photon and Orodose are close to dropping as well. Malfunction is doing very well though, trying to maintain a lead from the rest. As we can see in the third funnel, not very clearly though. And Lactose and Stellar have both fallen. Grest has done a good job so far. It will take quite a surprising result for them to drop into the bottom half as they fall into the final funnel. Everyone is above 2 minutes now, just showing how bad Gem did. Reflect falls down next, a very disappointing result from the captain of the Rodeos, who, just to remind you, got 5th in the qualifiers out of 20. So, and there goes Photon, and seems that all of those will fall in next. All of them to be quite far from the top 4. Or Malfunction seems to be struggling now. I think this will be the end for Malfunction's run. Meanwhile, the Loping Lasers have really not had a good run since event 2. They have not gone top half in any event since then, as Malfunction and Lactose both fall down. Same with Stellar. Now, Burst can Burst can really drop if they want to. Let's see how long they can last though. Stellar with a 2 minute 48 will be the second slowest time, as Grest falls at 3 minutes and 43 milliseconds. It's a very good run from Grest. Now, the biggest disappointments here are definitely the Reflecting Rodeos and the Oro Orbs. The former leaders of the standings was not really a good run from them. They did not show much promise in the qualifiers, but still, this was quite a disappointing run from Ordos. Meanwhile, Reflect, once again, this is their final individual event, fun fact, so they are almost guaranteed a bottom half finish unless almost every single member Marble of Heat 2 sets a time slower than 2 minutes, which is not very promising for them. Now, it's a very good job from Grest, Stellar, Lactose, and Malfunction, especially Malfunction, who was provisional 7th for a while, but managed to climb back up and finish in 4th. As we watch the replay, and you can see that Grest had quite the lead over everyone else. But still, your heat performance will have nothing to do with, will not affect your finals performance, even unless other than actually qualifying for the finals. You need to also make sure you conserve enough energy for the finals. You don't want to just waste it all in your heat. Next, Heat 2, Hypey, Revolve, Lemony Flave, Eclipse, Aces, Strato, Zoom, and Propel. Now we can see some of these options make sense, especially seeing with Zoom, Propel, and Eclipse especially. Now as we go, Hypey will lead the pack. It seems that they seem to be taking struggling similar to Gem in this run. But you know what's the biggest surprise? Eclipse. Eclipse seems to be really struggling out there in the funnels, which is gonna be quite a surprise. Aces and Zoom will lead everyone in a provisional first and second, as Hypey will be the one to drop first. Now the rest of the pack seems rather close. As it seems that Eclipse will be the next one to fall. But will it be? Yep, they will. The captain of Team Lunar really needs to try their best to make sure that they can keep this up. The Whirlwinds and the Lemony Lunatics are next, as the Whirlwinds make a contact with Team Lunar and fall into the next funnel. Lemony Flave and Team Lunar are the next in the funnel. Also, but it seems that Team Lunar is gonna drop, as Hypey dropped into the final funnel. Although it's to be noted that Gem has now been eliminated from making it to the top. Now it seems that Eclipse has had a good run. Meanwhile, if you check back on the others, Strato has fallen off quite a lot. Same with Revolve over there, but it seems that Revolve has managed to try and keep their energy for the final funnel. Now Propel is next down, as Hypey goes into provisional 8th, and Gem is the first one to get knocked out. What will happen next? It seems that the frontrunners for the next to be eliminated seem to be Strato and possibly Eclipse, as Zoom and Aces are still at the top. It seems that they might be the frontrunners for this heat. Now, the Strato seems to be eliminated about now, and as Aces falls into the final funnel, Zoom is still nowhere to be found. And there he comes as on cue. Now Strato goes 5th slowest, and Eclipse will take 5th instead from Strato, which is quite the disappointment from Eclipse, as Lemony Flave and Revolve both fall in by a matter of 0.12 seconds. Lemony Flave will just skate by against Revolve, as Propel falls. The Fireworks had a good run in the qualifiers, and I'd say that they will be doing pretty good. Eclipse and Revolve are basically gonna get eliminated here, as both set a time faster than longer than 3 minutes and will be overtaking Gresphere. It's gonna be the biggest. This will be quite a shock for Team Lunar, who was one of the highest ranked funnels teams coming into this event. So yeah, that will be 6 points for them. Meanwhile, talking about the other teams, Reflex takes their second 14th place in a row, as it seems that Zoom will be falling as of now. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, which funnily enough is actually slower. It's actually a worse time than their qualifiers event, where they said 240 seconds or 4 minutes. Yeah, you can see the replay over here. Revolve fell really fast after that collision with Team Lunar, but it wasn't really that large of a collision. It was just so happened that to be in that position. Quite unlucky for Revolve, who misses out on the qualifying by 0.12 seconds. That will be 7 points for the Whirlwinds, who are not having the greatest of seasons, sitting right now in provisional 13th. Meanwhile, Pleasant Pros take their second dead last in the funnels. Seems that none of the members can really grasp this event, which is very dependent on your endurance. It's not, main goal here is not to go fast, but to just try and stay consistent in the funnels. As you can see, some of the marbles were actually leading and then fell into the bottom half. Now the finals, the marbles going to the finals will be Zoom, Aces, Gresp, Stellar, Propel, Lactose, Malfunction, and Lemony Flave, who just skates by into the finals. Zoom. Now, Zoom, we'll see if Zoom can take a consecutive gold medal in the funnels. Seems that they are quite adept in these conditions. The other marble to look out for will be Aces and Stellar. Surprisingly enough, since considering Stellar had got the team's best result in the qualifiers of 7th, and in the qualifiers, and Aces has come out of nowhere being the only other qualified team in this funnels. As we head into the finals, we are gonna start. Propel will lead the pack. N seems to have a good start. Seems to have a bad start, but seems to have recovered. Meanwhile, in dead last seems to be. It's hard to tell from here, but it seems that it will be Lemony Flave, or will it be? It's quite difficult to tell who's gonna be in, but it seems that Aces will be the one leading everyone else. As the first to fall will be Gresp and Lemony Flave, who fall into the second funnels, followed by Malfunction. Now, Malfunction has had many miracle runs, as they barely last in the second funnel, less than 3 seconds in fact, as Zoom surprisingly falls into the second funnel. They are officially in the bottom half. Meanwhile, talking about the Glacier Gladiators, who have had quite a consistent run so far, the Malfunction has had many miracle runs, going from almost last to a decent result, as seen in the heat, but also their qualifying group, if I'm not mistaken, as Lactose becomes the next to fall, and Stellar as well. Stellar was leading for a bit, but they will fall. Lemony Flave falls as well, as so does Aces, who led the pack by quite a considerable margin just now, is now in the third funnel. Meanwhile, Zoom has had an incredible second funnel to take the lead from the rest. As now there's 4 in the third funnel. As I say that Aces falls, now there's 5 in the final funnel. Stellar seems to be struggling. Seems that they're gonna be dropping soon, which will be quite a shame considering the Eminence Commons haven't had a medal since event 2. As Aces falls, the marble that set the second best time in the heat has been eliminated first in the finals. Meanwhile, Zoom is still keeping steady pace in the third final. As Stellar will drop at 2 minutes 6 in 7th, which will be a decent result from the Eminence Commons, considering they haven't had the best of events coming off their gold in climbing. But it's quite the disappointment considering Stellar, could have gotten a better score. Lactose's next, Sugar Rushers. This will be a mighty result from them, who are right now trying to keep their lead over The Reflecting Rodeos. Malfunction is next to fall 5th, which is a very respectable result, as Grass falls into 4th. All those doubters that thought that they didn't deserve to be in instead of Burst have seemed to have proven wrong, as they set a great result. As Propel falls in 3rd, which means that they will be the first team so far to get 3 medals in a row. Which is quite the accomplishment. They will be definitely taking the lead, as Lemony Play falls next, 2 silver medals in a row, as Zoom will take the Dragonfly's first medal to win this event in a mighty display of talent over there, as these Dragonfly's failure to medal curse will finally break, as Zoom steals the win by over 30 seconds. And these are the final results. Zoom and Lemony Flav will make the standings a reserve 1-2, with Propel taking the rest of the rostrum. Refs just missed out, which is quite unfortunate for them, as they have had quite a decent season as far as if you don't include the last 2 events. Now, Lactose had quite a good run in the final funnel over there, as you could see going from dead last to 6th. What has happened to Aces though in that final though? Like, they they just took too much energy in both the heat and the first couple funnels, and that led to the mistake of them dropping incredibly fast. So yeah, good job to the Dragonflies, the Lemony Lunatics, and the Fireworks, who will take the lead. Now, this was a very fun event, and by far the longest in Bloxy Marble League history so far. The Proness Pros and the Firm Freezers will set yet another dead last and second to dead last, even in the funnels. Which, side note, both of them had different marbles in the qualifiers, those being Bismuth and Hypo respectively, so it's quite the bad run from them. Reflect is most likely the biggest upset, followed by Eclipse. They had quite a lot of expectations, especially considering their amazing qualifier result. Now, we will be waiting for both the results and the standing to show up. As we see the event 6 results, Aces setting the second best time, but falling short with a very bad time of 1 minute 52 seconds. But overall, another top 5 finish is decent enough. Zoom sets consecutive best times. Lemony Flav really took advantage of this opportunity, just getting by Revolve to take that final spot to win a silver medal for a team, which means that, surprisingly enough, the podium for this event is the exact same from last event, minus the gold medalists, that being the Blackjacks from last event. As we can see, our podium finishers on the podium. These medals will really go a long way for all of these teams, especially the Dragonflies who were in a distant 11th before this event and will be jumping quite a couple positions. Probably will not be enough for first, since the Fireworks and Lemony Lunatics took the other podium finishes, but it should be good enough for a good score, as they take 4th. Or they can't seem to get the number. The Lobing Lasers will fall to 15th, which is quite the shame for a team that was in 5th after event 2. The Lemony Lunatics and the Fireworks will be tied after this event, with the Fireworks just getting by because of their 1 gold medal. The Amethyst Comets will drop, and the Oro Orbs, after another disappointing event, drops 3 positions. Meanwhile, our gold medalist from event 1 also drops 3 positions into the bottom half. The Spheres of Skyhooves also have quite the downfall, and the Firm Freezers as well, so we're gonna be seeing if those teams can recover. The Whirlwinds, the Sugar Rushers, the Loping Lasers, and especially the Reflecting Rodeos are quite a bit away from the rest of the teams. But it will be an interesting next event at the steeplechase to see which team will be able to take the leads, considering the Lemony Lunatics and the Fireworks are tied on points. So yeah, this was a thrilling event, and I hope that you will catch us in the next event, which will be the steeplechase. This was quite a long event, so I hope you enjoyed it.